Just as President Trump is pushing for a massive increase in the Pentagon's budget, a new audit says the Defense Department has lost hundreds of millions of dollars. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin has the latest tonight from the Pentagon.
The Pentagon can't account for $800 million. That, according to a shocking internal audit of the Defense Logistics Agency done by Ernst Young. The Department of Defense continues to have unresolved accounting issues and is unable to provide sufficient evidential support for complete and accurate financial statements on a timely basis, raising questions about how the Pentagon is managing taxpayer money. The White House plans to ask for billions more for defense on top of its current $700 billion budget, the largest in the federal bureaucracy. Last year, the Pentagon comptroller ordered an audit for the first time ever.
It's been clear to me for 25 years. They never follow the money. Everybody respects the military, and we ought to. They put their lives on the line for our freedom and liberties. We ought to. But I think they get too much leeway just because of that respect.
Ernst Young found that the Defense Logistics Agency, which oversees Pentagon purchasing and has been compared to Walmart, failed to document $800 million in construction projects. DLA employs 25,000 people and processes 100,000 orders a day. A spokesperson for the agency responded, quote, DLA concurs with Ernst Young's assessment of our failure to properly account for and track funding to specific construction projects. While there were shortcomings in documentation, there was no loss of accountability of real property or associated funding. Some experts are willing to give DLA the benefit of the doubt.
If you look back at some of the IT systems that DoD uses for its accounting and financial systems, some of them date back to, the 1960s, 1970s.
For the past 10 years, Defense Secretary after Defense Secretary has tried to begin a complete audit of the Pentagon. By law, they were supposed to complete one by December 31st. Now we are learning the cost of such an audit could top more than $1 billion, Brett.
And Jen, what can you tell us about U.S. troop drawdown in Iraq?
Well, Pentagon officials tell us hundreds of U.S. troops have started to leave Iraq, but about 7,000 U.S. troops remain on the ground there to train local forces. Most of American troops will return to the U.S., but some are headed to Afghanistan, among them drone units that provide badly needed intelligence and surveillance. Iran has long pressured Iraq to rid itself of U.S. troops. This announcement follows Iraq's declaration in December that the fight against ISIS is over and precedes an election in Iraq in May. Brett?
Jennifer Griffin live at the Pentagon. Jennifer, thank you.